City Learners TV, learning made simple.
Alright, welcome back to City Learners class with me, Samuel Adegoke. In this class today, we will focus on highest common factor of given set of numbers. We are going to be looking for how we can calculate or find the highest common factor of a given set of numbers. But before we proceed, there are three things that will help you to understand how to look for highest common factor of a given set of number easily. If you understand these three main basics, you will not find it difficult to look for HCF, highest common factor of any given set of number. Okay, so what are these three things? Number one, you need to understand the concept of factors. You need to understand what factors are. And in my previous videos on factors and multiples, all you need to do is to look through my channel playlist. Uh, the playlist with the title Factors and Multiples. I have a video there that explains the meaning of factors. In fact, we did a lot of examples there on how to find factors of given numbers. So, because of this video, I'm going to give a short explanation of what factors are. Factors are the numbers that can divide a given number without a remainder. A number that can divide a given number without a remainder. Take, for instance, you are given 6 and you were asked to find the factors of 6. In other words, we are looking for numbers that can divide 6 and there won't be a remainder. Okay, the first number will be 1. Number 1 can divide 6 without a remainder. 1 can divide 6 times without a remainder. The next factor will be 2 because 2 can divide 6 without a remainder and 2 divides 6 3 times. The next number will be 3. 3 is another factor of 6. Why? Because 3 can divide 6 without a remainder. Okay? The next number will be 6 itself. 6 divides 6 1 times without a remainder. So 1, 2, 3, and 6 are all factors of 6. Why? Because they divide 6 equally without a remainder. Okay, that is what factors are. Then what are common factors? Before you can be asked to look for common factors of a set of given numbers, the numbers must be more than 1 given to you. This is what I mean. Before you can be asked to find common factors of given numbers, that means in your question, you have more than 1 given numbers. So this is what I mean. You might be asked to find the common factors of 6 and 8. 6 and 8. Of course, we have already looked for the factors of 6. So let's look at the factors of 8. What are factors of 8? 1 is a constant factor to all given numbers. 1 divides any number at all. So 1 is a constant factor. In most cases, people don't usually write 1 as a factor because it is a factor that is known, a constant factor to all given numbers. And also, a given number is a constant factor to itself, just like 1 and 6 are factor of 6. So, after 1, 2 also is a factor of 8. Why? Because 2 divides 8 without a remainder 4 times. And then the next will be 4. 4 can divide 8 times 2. 4 can divide 8 2 times without a remainder, and then 8, just like I said, 8 itself can divide 8 without a remainder 1 time. Now, how do we look for the common factors? Look through the factors of 6, look through the factors of 8. What are the common numbers? What are the common numbers or common factors that we have there? You can see that 1 is common, so you write common factors. You write common factors equals to 1 is common to both 6 and 8, and at the same time 2 is common. So you can see that 1 and 2 can both divide 6 and 8 without a remainder. Okay, so 1 and 2 are both factors of 6 and 8. So they are common factor of both numbers. Okay, now What is the highest common factor? The highest common factor is the biggest number that can divide a set of given numbers. In other words, having calculated your common factors, the biggest number of the common factor is the highest common factor. In this case, the highest common factor of 6 and 8 will be, that is HCF. HCF, the highest common factor of 6 and 8 will be 2. The common factors are 1 and 2. So the highest common factor is the biggest. Or it may be more than 3. But in this case, the bigger number between 1 and 2 is 2. So 2 is the highest common factor. So from here, we are going to attend to one or two questions here. So the first question I have here says that we should find the highest common factor of 8 and 12. 8 and 12. And so the method we are going to be using in this first part of this video is listing factors method. Listing factors method. What does that mean? We are going to be listing out the factors of given numbers. We're going to be listing out the factors of given numbers, and from there we look for the common factors, then we arrive at our highest common factor. So let's go to work. We're going to list out first the factors of 8. What are factors of 8? Factors of 8 are the numbers that can divide 8 without a remainder. Okay? The first factor will be 1. Okay? And the second factor will be 2. The third factor will be 4. And the fourth factor will be 8 itself. All these numbers are factors of 8 in the sense that they can divide 8 without a remainder. And then let's list out factors of 12. What are the factors of 12? Numbers that can divide 12 without a remainder. 1 is the first number. I told you this before. 1 is always a factor to any given number. 1 can divide any given number without a remainder. And the number that is given itself is always a factor to itself. Okay, so after 1, what next is the factor of 12? 2 is another factor because 2 can divide 12 without a remainder. And also the next will be 3. 3 can divide 12 4 times without a remainder. 4 can divide 12 3 times without a remainder. The next is 6. 6 can divide 12 2 times without a remainder. And the next will be 12 itself. All these numbers can divide 12 without a remainder. Okay, all these numbers can divide 12 without a remainder. What are we supposed to look for next? The next step will be to look for the common factors. The common factors are those factors that are common. When you look through the factors of 8 and the factors of 12, what are the numbers here that are common? Okay, you can see we have 1 here, 1 here. So 1 is a common factor. We have 2 here and 2 here. So you can see that 2 is a common factor. What else? You can see 4 here and 4 here as well. So 4 is a common factor. So these 3 numbers, these 3 factors are the common factors of 8 and 12. So what's next? We will now look for the highest common factor, HCF. The highest common factor now is the biggest number in the common factors. Look at the common factors you have found out, you have calculated. Which of the number is the highest or the biggest? That number is 4. So, in other words, 4 is the highest common factors of 8 and 12. 4 is the highest common factor of 8 and 12. Okay, the second question says that we are to look for the highest common factors of 16 and 24. 16 and 24. Still using listing of factors method. Okay, we want to list the factors of 16 now. So what are the numbers that can divide 16 without a remainder? Here is the shortcut. Put 16 up, and then what are all the numbers that when you multiply them, the answer will be 16? 1 times 16 will give me 16, of course. In 2 multiplication table, 2 times 8 will give me 16. In 3 multiplication table, you won't find in a couple of numbers that can be multiplied to get 16. In 4 multiplication table, 4 times 4 will give us 16. You can see that. And I think that will be all. And in 5 multiplication table, you won't find a couple of numbers multiplied to get 16. So these are all the numbers that you can multiply to get 16. So in this case, I'm going to list them down because they are the factors of 16. So 1 itself is here, 2 is there, 4 is there, 8 is there, and then 16. All these numbers are factors of 16. They can divide 16 without a remainder. Okay, then let's list out the factors of 24 using this same shortcuts. What are all the numbers that you can multiply together that will give you 24? So let's start from the 1 multiplication table. 1 times 24 will give us 24. 2 times, in 2 multiplication table, 2 times 12 will give us 24. In 3 multiplication table, 3 times 8 will give us 24. In 4 multiplication table, 4 times 6 will give us 24. In 5 multiplication table, we won't find such. In 6 multiplication table, what we are going to see is 6 times 4. That is the repetition of 4 times 6. Okay. In 7 multiplication table, you won't find such. In 8 multiplication table, you are going to find 8 times 3 equals to 24. It's a repetition of this as well. So these are the factors of 24. All these numbers multiply by each other, they give us 24. That means they can divide 24 without a remainder. So let's list them from the smallest to the biggest. 1 is the first number, 2 is on the list, 3 is there, 4 is there, we have 6, we have 8, we have 12, and the 24 itself. The 24 itself. So we have listed out the factors of 16 and the factors of 24. So what next? We are going to look for the common factors. We have 1, 2 is common, 4 is common, and 8 is common. So 1, 2, 4, and 8 are common factors to 16 and 24. Okay, so what's next? We look for our highest common factor. What is the highest common factor? The biggest number in this common factor, or the highest figure, the highest number there, the highest factor. And what is the highest common factor here? 8 is that number. So 8 is the highest common factor of 16 and 24. I will leave the question C with you to practice. Find the highest common factors of 14, 21, and 28 using the same method that we have used here. Thank you very much. In our next class, we are going to be looking at the highest common factor of these two other questions using the prime factorization method. The prime factorization method is useful when you are given bigger numbers. You can see we have 3-digit set of numbers in this place, and we are going to be learning how to find the HCF of bigger number using prime factorization method. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Click on the notification bell so that you will be the next to know when we post other videos. Thank you very much. Bye.